Last month involved a lot of blasts from the past, both from the remasters that came out and new additions to great series. One of my favorite trilogies of all time got its deluxe release that's been indulging to go back to, along with new parts of great series looking new and prettier that once again make November a month I wish we had more time in. It might be winter here, but there's no shortage of games to keep warm with, so here are the JRPGs I played in November. While other remasters came out last month that I could have had my first playthrough with, the Atelier effect means that new release or re-release, I'm playing it. So when I received the Atelier Trilogy Deluxe pack with all 3 DX versions, I knew the quick peek I had at release would never be enough, and I had to replay all 3, with all its old and new DX content alike, no matter how long it takes. It's something I'm still in the process of doing, although I did have that day 1 peek that got me excited for the sheer amount of content there is to play through. It made me realize how DX content had been adding to my first playthroughs of other Atelier games with extra costumes and content, but this time understanding what content is and isn't extra in moments like when I get Romy and Agatha in my party for the first time, it made me happy to experience this DX as an Atelier fan who knows the source material, with extra goodies like new story parts on top of all the DLC I missed being a great excuse to keep playing. It's not just JRPG of the month because I love Atelier though. I've actually been really loving my second playthrough of Ryza 1 in its DX form. It's been 6 years since my first playthrough and many games and life experiences since, and I feel more into my playthrough than the first time I played. I play on normal mode these days, so I've seen a couple of trips back to the Atelier post-defeat. I try and pick up side quests on my way to things to balance side content and main story, and I'm still in my remote play life. That means I get into it at least every other day, so I'm never hitting too many big gaps in its story that keeps it fresh, and Ryza's story of alchemy discovery, adventuring out of her small town, and evolving friendships is a great story to be in. It's a rewarding second playthrough with more lore and fun as I gradually add things like the side episodes as they fit into the story, with more to do as I go, making this feel like a really rich second playthrough. So if you're like me and you can't resist the Ryza replay itch, these Ryza re-releases feel much thicker than when they first came out, and I'll be loving the rest of my time with the trilogy that'll likely make its way into the new year as I get ready to talk about the overarching story thanks to this refreshing second playthrough. State of Play dropped an Octopath Traveler 0 demo, and right after, Romancing Saga Minstrel Song appeared in my inbox, giving Square Enix a little corner of my month featuring 2 JRPGs I wish I had more time to play, as I liked my time with both of them for different reasons. At first, I gave my time to Romancing Saga Minstrel Song Remastered International, with not many expectations, honestly purely just because of its old-looking font and then its old-looking visual style, until the first strum of its opening theme came in and completely got me, as its acoustic guitar-based opening introed each of its multiple story paths and proved it had quality to give, a sentiment that continued as I got into it and saw 8 unique story routes to choose from in a world ready to tell many stories. Best of all, it hit me right in the PS2 nostalgia. I loved Final Fantasy X as a kid, and this Romancing Saga with its voice acting and fantasy story beginnings with quirky humor would have been something I'm sure I would have loved if only I knew it existed at the time. I know about it now, and it's a JRPG I'll be saving for a rainy day, with my Aisha route having me curious to see how she goes after meeting a stranger from a world so different to her small village, and I'm glad to know I have this cool JRPG with a lot of different stories waiting for when my next pocket of free gaming time comes. Before that, I'd put the tiniest time into Octopath Traveler 0, giving my favorite food a silly spelling, making a character, and knowing I'd like to play because I already know I like the series. My first battle in it confirmed I still love its boost system, but it was coming back to it more recently just before its launch that confirmed I really want to play it. I finished the first Octopath with all 8 of its routes, so I know I like the series, but the unexpected dark twist that came in Zero's demo so soon also got me excited for the grit this new one has to offer. It's said to be a story of revenge, and most surprising to me was that it's your character's story rather than going between 8 different routes, but with a bunch of series characters woven in, both as a nod to the other games and also as a good introduction to them, this Octopath seems to be keeping to the characters that make it good, but also taking interesting risks, meaning I'll also be keeping this in mind for the story it has to tell. I'd say Square Enix is really putting their best foot forward with 2 interesting JRPGs to play, even if neither will probably be in my orbit for a bit as I insist on reviewing an entire Atelier Deluxe pack. But I hope both make it to my JRPG future, as they really seem like solid games with good stories to tell, and I hope those who are playing them are having a great time with 2 ambitious JRPGs that I hope to get to know more one day. I had a good little jump scare reading Famitsu last month, as it just randomly dropped the release date for Atelier Resleriana, the Red Alchemist and the White Guardians, Resna+Valeria DLC, giving me a head start on more Atelier shenanigans in my free time, as the date was true for the West too. Naturally, it was a day one purchase for me, so while I haven't finished it, I couldn't keep away, as any chance to see Resna+Valeria on consoles is a great way to summon me to play again. Since these story DLCs are rare voiced ones, they've been really fun when I've gotten around to them. I haven't gotten to any battles using the girls yet, although they're ready and waiting in my party. The events I've seen are really highlighting their personalities. I love Valeria's pure strength that means she's bad at other things, and also Resna's geeky love of alchemy, so I'll be more than happy to get another moment with them hopefully this month, and I hope other people are supporting this small slice of Pola Night on consoles as well, as it might be the only one we get. And of course, the Atelier fun never ends, as I even found my way back into Atelier Yumia for just a minute too. I've been trying to keep getting through extra story events while eating, and remembered that I could give this time to my Trails to Azure playthrough eventually, which I did do and got slightly into the main story, but I also took a little more time to look at the Falbra Thicket in Yumia before that, which was surprisingly easy to jump back into. While I'm not as sharp as I used to be with its system, with all the dodging and character switching you can do, the active nature means you can feel like you're making progress against its enemies anyway, making for a tutorial-free return that meant I could enjoy my short time in its world of uncovering memories again. It'll probably be a while till I get back to this or Azure, as I have a pretty good groove in Ryza 1 right now, and I'll likely leave Yumia in 2025 as I try to keep somewhat of a clean slate for the new year. But it's always good to get more time in things I like and get to know them better as we begin to look forward and into a bunch of new experiences we can play in the new year that will be here very soon. Also, in something I somehow completely forgot to write in my notes for this, I managed to finish Pokémon Legends ZA late November and had a great time in its second half. I think I forgot to put it in here at first, as I've been hard at work for my review for it too, that will be the next thing I make, and I definitely enjoyed my final ZA hours, fighting Mega Pokémon, enjoying its own gameplay loop that involved plenty of boss battles with weird and wonderful characters, and getting my own Mega Pokémon party together, something I've never had, and was pleased that most of my original Pokémon could make the cut and be super strong to end its proper story campaign in a heartwarming way. As said, I have plenty more to say about it, but I will say it is my new favorite of the Pokémon Legend games. I love the characters and all their quirkiness, and found the whole experience more memorable than Arceus, despite the fact I nearly forgot to put it here. I love seeing people pop up with cool illustrations for ZA's characters on X still, that I think means it resonated with others too, so if it can manage to keep the feeling of modern Pokémon in another unique series, I think we can keep looking forward to seeing good things from Pokémon Legends that I really hope is a series they keep going. Who knows when the next one will be, as they seem to take a couple of years to come, but for now, December will bring other journeys as this one and the year come to a close too. What I consider to be the best release this month is already out, as Octopath Traveler 0 came out on the 4th, and again, I wish I had more time as I'd love to play it, but I'm loving my Ryza DX playthrough and will continue that in December, and probably feel just a little FOMO as a few cool experiences come out too. Digimon Time Stranger and Pokemon ZA will get DLC around the 10th, and Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9 will get physical Switch releases, which did remind me I need to finish Final Fantasy 8 one of these days, as I really got distracted on my playthrough of that like 5 years ago, so that's another one for the backlog, although I already have it, so no extra purchase from me this time. December is a good time to try and wrap up any gaming plans for this year though, and I'll be doing that with my Ryza stuff, along with doing my best to get together any end of year video ideas I have, as this is the month to do them in. Whether you're playing this year's new releases or cleaning your 2025 plate, as always, I hope you're enjoying what you play and can enjoy the month at a good stress-free pace as we look forward to a new year of fun games to play as another approaches its end with, as usual, no shortage of great things to play. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know in the comments below what you played in November and what you plan to play this month. You can like and share this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to my channel for more JRPG content like this, and ring that bell to get notifications on whenever I post so you don't miss a thing. You can check out more videos here, and you can find me on social media on X, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, all at JRPG Jungle. Links to those will be in the description below. Thank you to Red Art Games for the Romancing Saga code, and until next time, thank you, bye!